you're new here, my name is Pauline, and this is my tiny corner for first-time moms. If you share the same experiences, if you share the same struggles, please make sure to hit that red subscribe button so you will be notified if we upload a new video. I just feel like doing my makeup and putting some accessories like I am put together and not looking like a hot mess all the time. Today is a very controversial and interesting topic to talk because if you guys don't know, I have a 1-year-old daughter and her name is Paula. We've been co-sleeping since birth. Bed sharing is also a form of co-sleeping. So co-sleeping, from the name itself, it means that you sleep together with your baby in the same room. One form of co-sleeping is when you put your baby's crib on the same room as you parents or primary caregivers who are watching, who are taking care of the baby. So when the crib is on the same room, that means that you are room sharing, and room sharing is also a form of co-sleeping. And in our case, it's bed sharing, and I know lots of moms who also bed share. There are actually a lot of benefits for bed sharing, and I'll probably gonna talk about that on a separate video. For this video, I am going to talk about tips and tricks for successful bed sharing. Before I start, I just wanted to throw in some statistics. There are babies who died from SIDS, and SIDS stands for Sudden Infant Death Syndrome. 1 in 2,000 babies in Canada dies of SIDS, and it's very sad because I am not encouraging parents to bed share if you cannot practice these tips. There's actually no scientific evidence that shows that babies who die of SIDS have underlying medical conditions. Again, this is not in any way to encourage moms to practice bed sharing without practicing the advice, tips, and tricks that I'm gonna teach you today. So number 1 on the list is no pillows on the bed, or minimal pillows on the bed. This is very important because usually when you lay down on the bed with your baby, it's either your head are aligned together or your baby is laying down slightly lower than where your head is. And what pillows do is that, especially if you have a huge pillow, there will be a possibility that your baby will roll over. They will roll over to the pillow and will cover their face, and eventually that will lead to them not breathing. So that's very, very dangerous. And what we do is very minimal pillows on the bed, and we usually just put it on the side. Especially me, I like to sleep with hugging a pillow on my right side. So the pillow is just on my right and Paula sleeps on my left, and then my husband will be on the other end of the bed. Number 2 is hair tie. When I became a mom, I mastered the skill of doing the mum bun, the messy mum bun, and that's what I'm doing today. It's just very freeing. You don't have any hair falling on your way while you're picking the toys or changing your baby's diaper whatsoever. So hair tie, this is also applicable when you are bed sharing with your baby, because especially if you have long thick hair like I do, I have very thick hair, it can get on your baby's face that will lead them to not be able to breathe, and that's very, very dangerous. The most important thing when you bed share is self-awareness. Self-awareness is very important in bed sharing because you have to be aware of yourself and your surroundings. I can feel and sense my baby's movement while I am also asleep. So I am aware of that thing in me. So I am able to regulate my movement while I'm asleep, and knowing that my baby is on my left side. Another very important thing is it's highly advisable that you bed share with your baby not influenced by any drugs or medications. I know that some moms are taking melatonin to regulate their sleep. I would advise against bed sharing if you are under the influence of drugs or medication, because this could be a huge risk of you not noticing that you know you are already on top of your baby. Because another dangerous thing that happens when babies like die on their sleep is when adults roll over to them, and that would make them not be able to breathe. So that's very scary. You can room share, which means that you put your crib or a cot next to your bed so you can still, you know, monitor your baby while you're asleep. Number 5, we decided to upgrade to a king size bed, which is more comfortable than the queen size one because there are a lot of room for me, my husband, and Paula to move on our sleep. And it's just very comfortable to like roll over without like restricting my space, like my own space, and also considering Paula's sleep space. So that's very important. If that's an option for you, then you can absolutely upgrade to a bigger size bed. If you can further go on to California king size bed, that would be absolutely great. 6, use a light comforter. So if you can just use the regular blanket light ones, then that would be absolutely great. But if you are a light sleeper like me, I use the regular thick comforter, but I eventually knew how to manage it with Paula on my left side. But I would highly suggest using a light comforter or just use the regular lightweight blanket. Align your head with your baby when you sleep with them, because usually when we think of like sleeping with a baby or a toddler beside you, the baby would usually sleep lower than where your head is. Also, easily glance at your baby compared to like if your baby is lower here. And next, check for spaces. This is very important because some cases of SIDS are babies who are stuck in between the bed itself and the frame, or the baby and the wall, or whatever spaces that's like where a baby could fit in. That's why I sleep on the right side of the bed, because it's closer to the wall, and that would like create a barricade between my baby and the space between the bed and the wall. Same thing on the other side. That's where her dad is sleeping, so Paula is in between us. So there's no way that there could be any spaces where Paula could like fall over. So again, check for spaces. Using a bed rail if there's only one parent who is bed sharing with a baby. I'll put some link in the description box below. Next, pets. They are also a huge risk for SIDS, because especially if you had your pets before your babies, they get comfortable lying in bed whatsoever. I'm not saying to stop letting your pets lay down with you on the bed, but if you can, as much as possible, create their space so they don't feel neglected at all. You can put a bed at the foot of the bed so they can still sleep on the same room with you, but still the baby is on the bed with you.